Hi crafters, Raquel here with Paints and Glitter. I'm coming along with Tonic's brand new craft kit for this month. We're going to open this together, and while I open this and show you what's inside, I just want to let you know that if you don't already have a subscription to Tonic Studios, I would highly recommend it. Not only do you get 10% off of everything else that you purchase at tonicstudios.com, both in the UK and the USA website, but you can also purchase a one-off kit. So if you just want to give it a try, you can do that. There's no commitment. You can also purchase a quarterly subscription or a monthly subscription. However, if there is a kit that maybe is not for you and you see it in a release video just like this one, then you can definitely contact Tonic Studios to skip it, and there's no penalty for that. So it is a wonderful way to introduce yourself to either Tonic Studios products that maybe you have not seen previously, or just go ahead and make all of your projects with pre-planned items that are nicely curated for you, and everything in here is going to match perfectly, so it takes the guesswork out of it. So if you have trouble maybe picking colors or that sort of thing, then this is a wonderful opportunity to go ahead and pick up some goodies and have a blast. So this month's kit, like all the other ones, comes with a little bag of Nuvo products, and they come in this cute little bag that you see here with all of the little scissors and all that. And if you're into mixed media, you can definitely reuse one of these. So every kit is also going to come with a little something special. This month you're getting a brand new little bag here. Now I have several of these, and I'm just gonna share what I do with these storage pouches because I absolutely love them. In fact, I keep them in my drawer, and for instance, this one's full of all of my cutting utensils. So anytime that I open my drawer, I know that all of my little scissors and my little scoring tools, the kind of the essentials that I use for all of my crafting, are in here. And what's wonderful about it is that I have some really sharp scissors. If you have any Tonic Studios scissors, you know how sharp they are. I don't have to worry about them breaking through because this is such a sturdy bag. It's really strong, and the zip top, if you can hear it, that's nice and strong too. So really sturdy item. I highly recommend them. You can purchase these separately also from Tonic Studios if you want to. Just take off the little sticker, off you go. And then if you want to, you can add a little charm to the little closure here. That's also, you know, a good way to kind of separate out what is going to be on the inside. But I'm going to take everything out. The kit is going to come as this one does, with a wallet for papers, a wallet for your dies and stamps, and then this month you're also getting a set of card blanks and envelopes in ivory white, a bonus thank you gift. It has 10 envelopes and 10 cards. The envelopes are 120 GSM and the cards are 300 GSM, so it's wonderful. Also, if you just want to make an entire set of cards in one kit, then you can get started with these. And again, that's an ivory white. I'm going to hold on to this so I don't lose it. I'm going to open the bag of Nuvo products first. Chock full. I mean, this it's amazing how other companies will give you sample sizes, and what's really wonderful about Tonic is that more often than not you will get full size product. So starting here, this is a Nuvo glue pen. It's a medium flat tip glue pen. This is going to be a pen that you can use to apply, whether it be gilding flakes or glitter. When you go to use this pen, which has 21 grams of glue inside of it, and that's quite a bit, it's nice and hefty, you're going to pump the little tip. So it has a little felt tip, okay? And you'll pump it, press it down against the surface, and then you're going to get the adhesive to saturate that tip, and that's how you'll be able to use that. So this is, again, the medium width, and there are a thinner pen and a wider pen that you can get from Tonic Studios that are also the adhesive ones. You're going to get a deluxe adhesive. This is my favorite all-time adhesive. I have tried all of them. This one is wonderful because it gives you high tack. It tacks quite quickly. However, it does have a little bit of wiggle time or drying time, so that if you do need to move your project, it does give you an opportunity to do that, but it bonds paper really nicely. You can also use it with acetate, which not all glues will allow you to do that, and it dries clear. Aside from that, another Nuvo product you'll get is going to be a drop, and this is a Crystal Drops Dry Shiny with a dome. So they level out really nicely, and this is a really pretty color in Simple White or Simply White. So I always repeat this, the bottle color is clear, so you're seeing the actual color of the product that you're receiving. So that's how nice and strong the pigment is. Then in here we have a full size bottle of glimmer paste, and this is a beautiful silver. This is called Shooting Stars. So it's a nice glittery color of silver that you get there, and hopefully you can see some of that, but I will be showing you, of course, what that looks like. Then you do get a full size of Nuvo embellishment mousse, and this happens to be in Bermuda pink. It's gorgeous. I love using Nuvo products, especially the embellishment mousse, on my papers because it'll elevate a simple paper that's flat like this one, and you can just spread it on there and it'll give you a beautiful pearlescent finish. You can also use it with stencils and get a lot of texture on a background if you'd like. Then you're going to get a crafter's ribbon in Glacier Gray. That happens to be a double satin ribbon in 5 meters worth in 3mm size. So that's really pretty for the little bows that you can add, of course, to your projects. And of course, full size. Then on to the wall. Open this up here, and you're going to see the name of this kit, which is Marshmallow Hugs. So you get a sticker that you can place on the front of your wallet, and this allows you to remember what's inside. Then you're going to get an insert, which I'll go ahead and take out, and maybe a little something extra. I'm going to take out the dies, and right now I can see how adorable this is already. So you have some stamps and some dies. So let's go ahead and separate these out. I'm going to share with you the stamp set first. You have a small stamp here in the corner that says Marshmallow Hugs. It has a little cup with 2 little marshmallows and the steam floating up from it. Another sentiment that says Sending a Latte Love. And then this portion here, which has a bit of a Nordic design, and it has little, almost looks like little snowflakes, if you will, swirls in the center portion here, and then little snowflakes and flowers at the bottom. So that's really pretty. And now what I'm going to do is share with you that they come like this on an acetate sheet. If you watched other videos of mine, then you'll know you can reuse that sheet as well. And you can definitely get some magnets with sleeves separately from Tonic Studios if you would like, and then house all of your dies in one sleeve of magnets that's double-sided and really strong. So that's another thing that I would highly recommend, and then that way you can keep everything nice and tidy inside of your binders. Every 3 months you'll get the nice thick binder that's wider than these little sleeves. So starting here, you have the little base cup, and then you have another one here, and it looks to me like, oh, this is really neat. Okay, you're going to be making a dimensional cup, so that's really cool. It has some little tabs here on the 3 sides, so that's really neat. That's different. I've not seen a die like that. And so here's the little cup with the handle. There's a little marshmallow, and what had fallen out was the other little piece of steam. So there's 2 little swirls there that you can use for steam coming out of your coffee or hot cocoa. There are 2 little pieces here. There are some marshmallows, and I see 1, 2, 3, 4 little marshmallows included in this set. There's this portion here that's going to allow you to cut some a label, if you will, with some little sentiments in the center. So that's kind of neat. Sentiment says sending warm hugs. That's going to fit in the center of that. Then there's a second sentiment here. And this one reads warm winter wishes. That'll also fit in the center. So you've got your choices there. Then aside from that, you have on this side here, you have your whipped cream that you can top your little cup with. And there's also a little piece here that's going to make some steam coming out of your mug. I think that's really clever. I've not seen a die that looks like that yet. And then over here you have some other pieces. You have these two which are decorative, and this one has, oh, this is interesting. Okay, so this one has what looks like little reindeer, so they're mirrored, and then there's a flower in the center, two little birds, and wow, had I not looked at this closely, I would have never guessed that that's what is on there. So that's really pretty. And then over here, this one has snowflakes. Absolutely adorable, and it's the whole entire base of that. So you'll use that in combination with this die here to be able to have a background, and then these will cut into your paper so that you can have a nice intricate piece. Of course, you can make shakers if that's what you like. Then there's this portion here that can be the top of your cup, and that you can place, of course, inside here to make it look like it's the hot chocolate or the coffee or whatever little drink you want to put in there. That's super neat. Then you have a little spoon, and the spoon is not a simple flat image. It actually has little swirls here on the handle, and also a little shadow that's going to emboss into your paper. I think that's really beautiful. And then last but not least, among the little marshmallows, there's that dripping chocolate, if you will, or you can make that into caramel, you can make that into marshmallow, whatever you like. It's just a lot of different ways here to have fun decorating your little cups, and I very much am excited to play along and show you what I'll be making with mine. I'm going to take a look here. This is the insert you're going to get with your kit, and it's going to give you a website so that you can go ahead and look at tonicstudios.co.uk/kit71. That's the number of this kit if you want to look at other projects or different samples. And here's a picture to get you started. You can see a cute sample right off the bat. It's absolutely adorable. And then on here, you get a listing of the papers that come in your kit. I love this because then you can refer to the numbers, and that way you know not only what's included, but if you want to refer to these so that you can repurchase some of the papers, you can definitely do that. So you're going to get this absolutely beautiful palette of colors in your kit. So starting from left to right here, you're going to have classic card in bright white, Arctic blue, in coral pink. You'll have mirror card in silky sky, and by the way, your classic card is double-sided. It has linen weave on one side and flat on the other side, so if you want to do some stamping on that, you can. This mirror card here in silky sky is white on the back, and then that gorgeous satin color on the front. You're going to have two pearlescent cards. One is in blue frost, and the other one is in coral luster. Those are also double-sided. Beautiful colors there. And then you're going to have mirror card in chrome silver, and that's your super duper shine there. And that's a true silver also. And lastly, you'll have the mirror card in smooth mint, and that is also a very nice soft mint. Really beautiful color. Those, by the way, are not double-sided, but they are heavier in weight. Cardstock to use to create all of your cards. What I'll do now is I'm going to make some samples, and then I will come back and share with you how you can make a shaker card using the items from your kit. As you can see here, I have a piece of the classic card in Arctic blue. I've also selected some mirror card in silky sky and mirror card in chrome silver. In the kit, you're also going to have the little marshmallows. Some of them will be a solid, and the other two, as you can tell there, are a little more detailed. And what I did was select a piece of pearlescent white cardstock, and that's going to be for the little spoon and marshmallows. But to begin, I did grab some embossing ink and embossing powder, as well as a brilliantly vibrant pencils from my stash, and this little set of pouches here and some little sequins. Now the pouches are shaker pockets, and I'm going to be linking those below. They make shaker creating a lot easier. Now if you've never done any heat embossing, you do have to prep your paper. That was just a little bit of cornstarch, and you can use clear ink or any color ink that you like, whatever matches your project. And I've selected some really beautiful embossing powder from Tonic Studios. All you do is sprinkle it on top of the ink, and then when you apply your heat using a heat gun, you're going to see the transformation of that. And now as a close-up here, you get to see that what I'll do is I've taken one of the blue pencils from that set of coloring pencils, and I'm just going to select the little areas that I'm going to fill in. I thought it would be really beautiful to follow kind of with the Scandinavian design and go ahead and color in only a portion of this, and that's going to highlight the details of this beautiful, beautiful stamp. So another thing that you can do is that you can follow through with a jelly roll pen that I happen to have. The jelly roll pens are a little bit different from the coloring pencils in the fact that they are ink, but I also wanted to follow through on a portion of this just to help highlight the white areas that I had colored with that pen. And I used an alcohol marker from Tonic Studios just in a really light blue, and you can also follow along whatever you had colored with the pencil with the same alcohol marker. It'll help blend out the pencil. Now here comes the shaker portion. I did take the two little marshmallow dies. I cut them out of the background twice in kind of a topsy-turvy way, and to do that, all I had to do was apply the low-tack tape, and look at how beautifully that cut out. And now using the shaker pocket, which by the way measures 3.8 by 4.9 inches, it's perfect for the size card that we're making today. I just selected some little sequins, placed them inside, and this is just a matter of now closing that up. It comes with its own little adhesive, and they're pretty strong, so they are very easy to use. And I did apply some red line tape behind that, and that's just going to go right behind the card, and that's as complicated as that gets. But before I apply that to the base, which by the way is from the card set that you've received in your kit, I'm going to fold back the piece of the card that I cut out using the die, using that chrome silver, just to give it a little bit of a dome. You don't have to be too aggressive. In fact, if you want it to look prettier, don't bend it as much as I did. And using my deluxe adhesive, I'm just going to apply that layer that I had colored onto that Arctic blue. And now I'm using a little more red line tape just to help myself out here to tack this on. And I've already glued the bottom little tab onto the cup. I did glue it to the back portion, and now these little tabs are going to adhere to the front. So I hope that makes sense. It just made it a little bit easier, and all you have to do is remove that backing, which I always use my little pokey tool. It just makes it a little easier. Fold that over, and then you can adhere your little cup. And of course you could fill this with little things if you wanted to. It'd be a lot of fun to do that. Now I'm just removing the backing of that red line tape. This goes right in the center here of this base card, and all I did was cut that mirror card slightly smaller than the card base, and then I did apply double-sided tape. So you see me now removing that adhesive covering, and now I'm just going to try to place this as accurately as I can. Sometimes I get it 100% right, other times I don't, but That's okay. Now I'm just going to layer those little marshmallow pieces that cut out with the die, and you see the difference now. These are the ones that allow you to have that detail that really let you see that those are tiny little marshmallows. They're just so cute. So you could repeat this all over a card. I wanted this to look as if it were drifting up from the little cup, and that's why I place mine in that fashion. It's just a whimsical way to add a design to your card, and I love whimsy, so I'm making this little topsy-turvy cup on my card. I'm just applying that right on top, and now I'm applying the little spoon, and that spoon is just so cute. I did use a very, very light gray alcohol marker on that spoon just to give it a tiny bit of shadow. And now I'm using that white drop that you'll get in your kit. The crystal drop in Simply White is going to allow you to highlight whatever you have colored on your cup. And so I just added little drops in the centers of all the little flowers. And then I decided that it would be wonderful to add it as a part of some visual movement on this card. So if you can picture a letter S, or a backwards letter S, that's pretty much the pattern that I use there. So if you can visualize having drawn a letter S on your paper multiple times, then you can apply your drops that way. And then the little sequins that I have here are going to match because they're a bit of a holographic color. If not, if you don't have sequins, you can definitely just use your Nuvo adhesive. It's going to dry clear and it will look like little drops of water. So I just topped off several of those with some sequins. And now I am cutting out the sentiment using the die set. I did have to supplement it with a separate circle die because it doesn't come with one. But if you happen to have dies in your stash that are just concentric circles, I highly recommend, of course, that you always have those because they always come in handy. And case in point, I was able to cut out the sentiment separately here. And then that's going to say warm winter wishes. I back that up with the other mirror card in the set that is the Smooth Mint. And then I happen to have a silver card from Tonic Studios that is also in a satin finish, and it really looks very nice in contrast to the chrome silver. So that's what I added there as the little background that you can cut out with the die that you see on your screen. And there I'm just pointing out the little tiny bit of gray that I had added to the card, and now this card is complete. Okay, so I'm back, and these are my 3 projects that I have made with this adorable kit. I first have to say that you can create a really dimensional card if you wish to do so. You're going to be able to pop up the little front of the cup as you see here. So the first card that I've made here, I went ahead and heat embossed, of course, the image, the stamp image that you can use, and I colored that in, and you will have seen that in the tutorial. I made a shaker out of the little marshmallows and used one of the Tonic Studios shaker pockets. It's super duper easy to use. If it's the first time you've ever made a shaker, this is a wonderful way to go about it. And that'll be included in this video, of course. And then here's the little spoon. I did use a very light gray, I believe it was Feather Gray 485, just to give it a tiny bit of shadow on that white pearlescent card. And then the sentiment reads Warm Winter Wishes, which is popped up on dimensional foam there, as you can tell. And I made use of some of the silver card, as you can tell, that light blue card. And then, of course, those gorgeous drops. I really enjoyed using the crystal drops in the Simply White. I think this is going to have to be a staple in my arsenal of drops here because it just goes well with everything, and it just has such a gorgeous shine to it. It really pops. And then I did add some little sequins to go along with that just to give that little bit of glimmer. And the second card that I created, because I only made 2 cards, was this one here. And I did use the easel die set that I'll be linking below. Of course, I'm going to link below all of the items that I've used in all of these projects. And on this one, I did make use of that beautiful, very light green card. It's just so pretty. I don't think the camera is going to do it justice. But then I did use that silver card here to create basically the steam of the coffee. I also layered this. However, I didn't use that layer that popped out like the first one. So you can still achieve quite a bit of dimension. And here I did use the white drops, and the perimeter of the entire card here is colored using the glimmer paste in the shooting stars. I like the name of that glimmer paste. So that's all around the edge of this card. And then also here on that dripping kind of, I don't know, I guess you could call it a topping. But I love the way that that turned out. It's got so much nice texture, and that is on top of the silver card, by the way. So I just thought it played nicely with that. And then, of course, being an easel card, I placed the sentiment on the inside. It says sending a latte love, and I just stamped that using one of the hybrid inks from Tonic Studios. The background here is that light blue color of that classic card, and it matches the inside of the cup, so I thought that would be pretty cute. And of course then from the back it still looks pretty with that coral card. And last but not least, I made a home decor item. I just had a lot of fun playing with the mousse, so that's pretty much what I showcased on this project here. And also the little spoons, I thought they needed a little place to kind of stand out there, but of course I did use some of that satin paper, and I just smushed a drop. I'm gonna have to redo it, but I used some of the satin paper, and now it's gonna be shabby with the drop, but that's what happens. It's okay. I also used the bit of the whipped cream on top, and what I did was I used the glitter card on top of vellum, and then behind it I did use some of that stunning embellishment mousse in the Bermuda pink that has been used all the way throughout this project. So what I'll do is I'm going to make this a separate video, so that way it's just a process video of you watching me craft using all of these beautiful layers and also the embellishment mousse. So that way you get to see different ways in which you can use the products available to you in these kits. But as you can tell, I mean, you can really create some darling little cards. I think this kit is going to go a long way. I am really impressed with the number of items that you have available to play with. Whether you want to add a tiny little bit of detail, create something shabby, go all out with the shine. I mean, the possibilities are really, you know, endless. It's all about your imagination, where you want to go with it. And the papers, as you can tell, also just say so much. There's such a beautiful pigmentation or I don't know, intensity of colors, what I mean to say. And I really like that because it makes an impact. When someone opens an envelope and sees something like this, they're going to know that you really took your time to think about them. And I just think that that's super special. So I hope that you have enjoyed this video. Feel free to leave a thumbs up if you're new. Don't forget to subscribe. And as I always say, I hope that you can be inspired and be blessed. And I thank you so much for watching.